Hello good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here. Before we get into the final impressions of the Kronshtadt, I have an important announcement to make, and that is I am now accepting replays. If you have your replay system set up in World of Warships and you have an awesome game or something funny happens in the game you're playing and you want to send it to me and you want me to put it on the channel, you can do that at the email address below. I'm also going to put it up on the screen here. It's simply SealordMountbatten@gmail.com. And yeah, like I said, if you have something funny, something cool happens, you do something epic, you get an epic clutch or something, feel free to send it in to me, and you could see it come up on the channel. So anyway, now to the Kronshtadt final impressions. So after having played Kronshtadt for quite a bit for the past month or so, it's about 3 weeks, it's definitely been a learning process for me because the ship has it's interesting what they did with it, because it is very much a battle cruiser. Oh, and also I am using the same build that I had on it in the last video, which is I switched out the secondary mod for the aiming system modifications. So now I have magazine mod 1, damage con 1, the aiming systems, damage con 2, concealment, and the main battery mod 3 or 4, whichever one speeds up the reload of the guns. That's what I'm running on it. And the captain skills, I have preventive maintenance, MLG turrets, superintendent, concealment, and adrenaline rush so far. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it next, because it's still very much work in progress for me. So it's the guns on it. They are very much battleship guns, and you do get battleship dispersion. So they're kind of all over the place, and while they are all over the place, it is consistently all over the place. Every now and then you'll get a cluster that's a bit wider than it normally is, but you can pretty much reliably predict the dispersion. It's very, I almost want to say shotgun-like, but it's consistently shotgun-like. So what this means is I found that Kronshtadt is very much a good ambush cruiser, and by that I mean you see the enemy going on, because I just had a game where I just did fantastic in it even though we lost. If you see, like, say if your team's, your team and the enemy team is fighting over one cap, and you see them flanking around the other cap, you can go and intercept them, and if you catch their broadside, oh my god, the damage this thing can do. You can get about around 10k damage on enemy battleships if you catch their broadsides every single time you fire. There is a Bismarck in the last game I was playing, and it's probably up on the screen right now, and I just kept dumping just salvo after salvo after salvo into him, and it was like 9k, 8k, 10k, 12k, 8k every single time. It was fantastic. The ship is also very, very good at just deleting cruisers. If you're out at about 10, 12-ish kilometers, you fire at that cruiser, and if he holds his course straight, he's probably either getting deleted, if not then losing almost all of his health. Now, it's a bit, it's weird to describe, because I can have absolutely fantastic games on the ship, and I can have games where I'm just, it's like, it's weird to explain, because you can, like I said, just have absolutely fantastic games on the ship, but then most of the games are like kind of mediocre, like around 50k, 60k damage, which, I mean, it's a cruiser, but it's a tier 9 cruiser, so that's alright damage. Ideally, I mean, what I do when in whatever ship I play, I aim to do 100% of my HP and damage. Therefore, I have done my HP and damage to the enemy team. I have, at least taken myself out of the battle in terms of HP, and that's what I try to do. And if I get my damage done and if I get my HP done and damage, I'm satisfied. But it always kind of falls short of that in most games. But since it's a premium ship, a tier 9 premium, you still just get tons of credits and XP for it, so it doesn't feel so bad. But the XP and credits is nice. I mean, I've just hoarded up, God knows, I think like almost 20 million credits just mostly playing Kronshtadt and Massachusetts. but still, like, I like to do good. And I've found that, you know, in order to get past the shotgun dispersion, you have to get in close with Kronshtadt, and when you get in close, it really shines. Like, cause it's a really fast ship, and it has a good rudder shift, but the turning radius of the thing is massive. I'm not gonna lie. You often have to do 3-point turns to, you know, turn around in a cap or something if there's any islands around. It's a big old ship, so it takes some time to turn. But if you can get around to cruise, I mean, some cruisers don't have to get around, especially the French ones. You'll see a clip toward the end of this. You'll see a clip toward the end of this clip of me just citadeling I think a Saint Louis just straight through the bow and not really giving a crap about the armor, because the guns do have good velocity, which means you're either gonna citadel them or get overpinned most of the time, and that's a bit aggravating. But yeah, if you can get around the sides of enemy ships and just dump all 9 guns into them at one time, they're probably gonna die, you know, unless it's a battleship. But I mean, if you catch the battleship citadel and 9 citadels, that's a lot of damage. I mean, you won't get 9 citadels because for some reason, even though at point blank range, you can still somehow miss with the dispersion that the ship has. But it's... And also, okay, so those are the main things about it, and kind of the good and the bad. Now let me go into some of the more details about the bad of the ship. AA is pretty much useless. The defensive fire consumable that I do recommend you use, it makes the AA usable in terms of if you're with other ships, you can fend off carrier attacks. But if you're by yourself, and it doesn't do much. It just gives you decent AA rather than making you just a plain shredder. It does have weak armor. Now, you will bounce most cruiser AP and some battleship AP, but if you slip up in the least bit, show just a little bit too much of broadside, you're going to probably get citadeled. Now, again, the ship does have 71,000 HP, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's a citadel. Most of that isn't recoverable. You can't recover that health. I say that, and then I've also bounced Yamato shells in the thing before. But mostly you're going to get pinned. The surveillance radar is very nice. However, it only lasts like 11 seconds. But I haven't really messed with the radar too much, so from what I've heard, that's actually pretty good. The HE on the gun, on the main battery gun's absolutely useless. It's not really even worth mentioning. The thing is absolutely not in a flamethrower. Secondaries, they do their job. Nothing too special, nothing terrible. They do their job. 5.5 kilometer range, and you have, I think, like 4 turrets, 6 turrets, I believe. I mean, I haven't paid that much attention to them. That's how much I use them. They barely get used. And the detection range is 12.7 kilometers, and your radar range is 11.6. So the radar range is pretty much your detection range, so that's really nice. If you're detected, just pop that bad boy, and you're probably going to embarrass some destroyers. This thing is also really good at dealing with destroyers. I have just no fear, just charge out of smoke that I know 2 destroyers are in, pop that radar, what's up boys, just blast one a couple times, blast the other one a couple of times. Since the ship is maneuverable, it's pretty good at dodging torpedoes, but I mean, you won't be able to dodge everything at close range. You know, if you get a pretty fair warning that they're there, you'll be able to dodge them pretty easily. Oh, that being said, since it is technically a cruiser, but you know, it's also got battleship guns, they gave it a 45-second burn time on fires. So if you throw a bunch of anti-fire stuff in there, you can get that down to about 30 seconds, and I believe a little bit under 2 if you have the captain skill. So final verdict, is the Kronshtadt worth it? Yes, it's a fun ship. I've been having a bunch of fun in it, and I mean, like I've said, I've had some mediocre games, I've had some bad games, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just stacking up credits, I'm having fun, I'm stacking up XP, free XP, just, you know, tons of XP and credits. The ship is doing what it should be doing. It's not a clone of a ship like the Musashi and the Missouri. It's fun to play, unlike the Musashi in my opinion, and at the end of the day, I'm happy with it. So I had to spend about $130 on converting XP for this ship, so it is on the pricey side. However, if you're going to buy one of the free XP ships right now, and it came down to in between Musashi and the Kronshtadt, I would say take the Kronshtadt. It's a lot funner. It's a lot funner. It's making me more credits than I was making in Musashi, so that ends the argument right there for me. So, final verdict, worth it. So, if you reminder, if you have a replay that you want to send me, just send it to that email link, and I will go through them and see, pick out the best ones in the first batch that I get. If you want to do that, obviously I don't want to do that, then you won't see any replays on this channel, because I do like to mainly feature me playing World Warships and talking about, my experience and stuff. But if y'all want to do that, I'll start showing replays and stuff. Because I know some World Warships channels just show replays. I don't want to do that. But I will show y'all replays if you start sending them, and I'll show 1 or 2 a week. That'll help me out with getting out so many videos in a week, because a video a day, it's a tall order to do, especially with a job and school and stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're gonna push to 200 subscribers, and I would very much like to get to that before the end of July. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.